King of the Geek Down. I did that backwards. Birmingham's King of the Geek Down. How you doing, Birmingham?
Well, I can't top a kitty cat working at Mackey's. That's pretty cool. I like that.
Especially that one, right?
Yeah, it's very good. Very good.
Did you watch Andor's first season?
I watched probably the first 3 or 4 episodes.
Oh, torture! Really? Why don't you give yourself an anal fisting? That was like the worst.
It was well made, but insufferably dull.
Right. So 2/3 of the way through, the story picks up. Right. When there's a whole bank job they're doing it. At that point, it picks up, and it's.
I was bored right from the start, but I picked up a bit when Verada Sethu appeared. I thought, oh, this is looking up. And then after about 20 minutes, you realise she's playing a lesbian and never cracks a smile. You think, oh, okay.
A lesbian in a burqa who never cracks a smile, right?
Yeah, so my interest dropped. I made it through to episode 3 or 4, and there was lots of it. It was intriguing in the right in the very corners, but not enough to justify. I looked at it, I thought, there's another 8 hours of this.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. It was a good 3 or 4 part miniseries, and they had 12 episodes. And so interminably dull.
I'm going to go back to it.
It's worth it because of the strength of this trailer. Let's pull this up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, give us a blast of this.
Emergency broadcast. If you can hear me.
So this was a big thing they had going on about life on Coruscant during the rise of the Empire. And you had Mon Mothma secretly forming the Rebel Alliance.
She was great.
Sorry?
She was good, the woman who plays Mon Mothma in this.
Yeah,
she was great.
And also was it Stellan Skarsgård or whoever who played the...
He was good. As I say, all that stuff was intriguing, but I got the impression there was very little story, and it was all being spun out for as much screen time.
This would have been a great like 4-part series, and it would have been awesome. It would have been absolutely, but it was just too bloody dull.
Imperial ships are already landing.
We need to speak out. We need to stand up.
Is there no one who can help us?
We need a pilot. A soldier.
Everything I did for the rebellion.
Revolutionary movements.
So yeah, this to me feels much more like we're in the Rogue One, early Star Wars era, right? It really feels like I'm in that time.
Or spontaneously happening all over the galaxy. How those come together is the stuff of our story.
And I think that's a pretty good, interesting story to tell, right? Like, finally, they're doing something in the Star Wars universe that although is it too late?
It's
probably
worthwhile, and it's affecting in a way that the other stuff hasn't been, I think.
I mean, we all like Mando when that first came along, but man, they pissed that up as well.
See, I feel the same. I feel that the Obi-Wan series, in principle, was also welcome. Yeah. I think that the idea behind it was in the and so much about it was right. Where they got that wrong was the execution of it.
The problem with that show was the black woman, right, who was the star of the show. Who I wasn't interested in, and she wasn't that great an actress, and it was very much filmed on the volume wall, and you could tell all the time.
Well, that's to me. I mean, I'd forgotten about the black sort of villainess stroke hero.
Exactly,
figure.
And she was the main character, right? She was literally the main character. And
I don't view her as the main character. The fact that I'd forgotten about her means that she probably wasn't as important as...
If you tortured yourself for rewatching it, she's absolutely the protagonist of the show.
But what I'm saying is, and I know that all the conversation out here when commentators was very much focusing on her because she did stand out. But with I didn't respond anywhere near as negatively to that as a lot of people did. I enjoyed the series for the most part, and that element didn't spoil it for me.
Honestly, I liked everything else.
By the same measure, but she was quite a large functioning part of it. But the fact that we're now a couple of years on, and I'd actually completely forgotten about her. And
exactly.
I remember Hugh McGregor. I remember the Darth Vader stuff and the little girl Leia. I totally forgot about everything that was going on and that made probably about a third of the screen time that I have just somehow completely forgotten.
Oh, wait, do you remember the Jedi Hunters? Because they were great as well.
Sort of vaguely, yeah. I remember the driving thrust of the story and certain set pieces and certain actors who turned up in it, but I had totally forgotten the stuff about that black woman. For me, she wasn't the main character. Obi-Wan was the main character. But
he should have been.
The reason why our attentions were focused on that black woman was because at that time, 2 to 3 years ago, there were black women in the dead center of everything we were watching. Right, and so I believe that our side to the culture war, how can I put this? We got let's put it this way. I didn't, and I'm not naming names. I'm not having a go at anybody, but a great many people massively overreacted to that. Yes, it was a terrible actress. It was a terrible actress in an undercooked part, but it didn't ruin the series. What ruined the series was just as you described, that lack of tangibility, distinctiveness, and again, baggy storytelling. That was what ruined it.
I forgot about Baby Leia. She was awful.
I hadn't got an issue with that whatsoever. But for me, again, it was the pace of the storytelling, but what Andor had got that Obi-Wan didn't. And series 1 of Andor, even though I didn't stick with it, it did have flavor. It did have flavor. It had
what's that Robert Meyer Burnett word? Verisimilitude.
Yeah.
No, anyway. So here,
it felt like it belonged in Star Wars, and it had its own sheen somehow, its own feel to it.
You know what it was like? It was like a somehow Star Wars and a 1980s French art movie had a baby. Right, yeah. And that's how it came out.
Oh wow,
that stuff looks excellent, right? Doesn't that look cool?
Yeah.
If season 1 laid the track, then season 2 is the juggernaut.
The Empire cannot win.
Well, they haven't won yet.
We're building a real army.
The rebellion's everywhere now.
Galaxy of opportunities.
The insurgents have weapons.
By the way, do you remember this character from the first one? Because she was great. She was one of the highest.
Vaguely, yes. I remember her as being at a similar time. There was a very similar character in Star Trek Picard season 2 who became the Borg Queen. But she was played by. I felt that they looked similar.
They definitely looked similar, although
But this woman was a far better actress in a role which was a lot more nailed down.
I mean, this was there's elements of this that was like Les Miserables, right? The whole like you have this guy chasing over Andor for like years and years and years obsessively, right? But so she's an Imperial intelligence agent, and I'd like to see how they all sat down in their offices together. It was kind of so she was really good, right?
Have weapons at this point.
We're counting on it.
By the way, did you see much of this guy as well? Because he was really good.
I vaguely remember him. Again, some of it's starting to come back to me a little, but if I'm going to watch this, I must watch season 1.
Oh yeah, no, you've got to. Okay, and it's going to be. I
can't remember.
But yeah, you have to. But he was like the head of the Imperial intelligence and like his methodical evil. It's really good, right? I really liked it.
Counting on it.
These 12 episodes are going to take us over the next 4 years into Rogue One. The complexity of the show, the possibilities of the show. It has to be all in.
Nobody's allowed in here.
Are you thinking like a thief?
I'm thinking like a soldier.
Think like a leader.
So I like this is taking you all right up to Rogue One, right? That again, it feels like it's got a dramatic oomph to take.
I'm starting to remember why I found it hard to stick with the series. Right. It's Diego Luna.
Yeah. You're right.
Lots of star quality. Lots of star. I think he's got quite a lot of star quality, but unfortunately, I don't think he inhabits the part with the required width that's required. That's wanted to fill it, what's being asked of him as an actor in a show like this. It's one thing to get up in a 100-minute movie, swagger around a bit, wink at a girl, wave a blaster around, and ride off into the sunset or blow yourself up heroically. That's one thing. But to lead a drama which is as complicated as this, to be at the center of it over 8. What you said, 12 episodes, didn't you? This is over an extended period of time is a lot to put on any actor, and his presence wasn't enough to convey me from episode to episode to episode. Watching season 1, I think he was the reason why I might have bailed. I've liked him in other things. I thought he was great in Rogue One.
Well, it was an element to Rogue One. It wasn't like the entirety of the show.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right. But this seems very Disney to me. This is like very Mickey Mousey.
It's got the ears.
Certainly. But I like this with the
size and scale of this production is unparalleled.
Now, unfortunately, I've seen that building before in Westworld, so I know it's in Argentina or somewhere, Spain maybe.
Paralleled. The sets and the costumes are breathtaking.
Everyone does the homework. Everyone takes the time, and you can tell.
Proceed.
This is it. This is what you live for.
It's human. It's incredibly truthful. And it just happens to be in a galaxy far, far away.
It's the urgency of the situation.
I like Ben Mendelsohn. Again, I like Rogue One. I thought Rogue One was nearly a great movie. It was a little. It needed another polish. You needed to care a little bit more about the characters before they all died, right? But other than you have that like very fatalistic, the Wild Bunch kind of feel to it, right? The problem with that film, with hindsight, and again, I really like her. I don't know if it was her or the character. The problem is Felicity Jones.
Yeah. She's got a sort of purity about her, which doesn't. You see, now she's not like the girl boss type figure, but she's also. I just think they could have picked somebody with a bit more grit. I don't know. For me, it's her character that does it. The reason why it doesn't quite work. I don't know. I haven't watched it in quite a while. I've only ever seen it twice. I've never been tempted to go back to it. But
I did rewatch it to try and get more of a critical analysis of it a few years ago. And again, it nearly worked. It's so close to being there. But again, Ben Mendelsohn is great. So much of it is good, right? And
yeah, he's always great. Everything he does, always brilliant.
Yeah. He's always the best thing in everything he does as well. Yeah. He even made that Nick Fury's show. He was actually quite good in that too. Oh no, unlike everybody else. Have you seen Daredevil yet?
No. I'll probably watch it tomorrow and then talk about it on Saturday.
I couldn't get past the first episode. I did the first episode, and I found it a bit of a slog for the last 10-15 minutes. Anyway,
I'll let you know.
Not palpable.
Lock it down!
Right, that guy had a real 70s Star Wars face. Where is it? There, this guy. He looks like he's right out of A New Hope.
Lock it down!
If we do not stand together, we will be crushed.
This is the end. Have no expectations.
And again, I like it's got dramatic thrust. Which show do you think is going to do better than Disney Plus? This or Doctor Who?
Oh, this by a
huge thing. And my name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.